We only need 15 more wheat pennies to finish this album, but they're the hardest to find as they are the rarest. Can we find any in this hunt? Stay tuned. There's only one way to find out. Hey collectors, thanks for watching. I'm the collector of coins, and that's right, I have a wheat penny hunt. Well, hopefully it's a wheat penny hunt. We don't know yet because we just have a box of pennies from my local bank. And here is that box of pennies that we just picked up from my local bank. There are circulated pennies inside. May be difficult to see until I open up this box and we take a look at the enders. And we are hoping that there are wheat pennies inside. Please take this moment to subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed. And if you are a subscriber, please make sure you press that bell icon so that you can get notified when I post new videos. I post videos every few days. Now, that being said, we're going to be looking for pennies, particularly Lincoln wheat pennies. And what we need are the key and semi-key dates, aside from the 1970 small date. We're also looking for any Indian cents and any varieties that I have listed here on this mat. All right, well, you know the drill. If you've seen my channel before, we're gonna get started and we're gonna have our fingers crossed that we can fill in some of these spaces. This album is shaping up very nicely, and this is similar to the album that I just gave away to one of my lucky subscribers. Okay, aside that they got an empty album and 5 rolls of wheat pennies. All right, let's get this started. I'll pull you in as soon as I open the box so you can look at the enders. Yeah, doing a terrible job opening this up. And there we go. And this looks like a wheat ender. And that's an interesting wrap. No, it's a Canadian cent. I needed better lighting. Well, we'll start with this roll. We already have a find. I'll bring it in as soon as we see anything interesting, like this one. Oh yeah, and I don't see any other interesting enders on this side. We'll take a look at the other. Well, I lied. We got a wheat ender. This might be a good hunt. All right, collectors, this is roll number 1. Here's the Canadian ender. It's from 1981. I do have a few Canadian penny albums that I'm working on. We will check at the end to see if this fills a space. I also fanned out this roll, and I did see face up a 1955. We'll check that for any doubling underneath the microscope. But we got our first wheat ender as well. Oh, not a wheat ender, sorry. Wheat cent, 1955 from Philadelphia. All right, I'll put it underneath the microscope so we could all take a look to see if there's anything interesting going on with the letters. And for those that are just watching and getting into numismatics, what we're looking for is the 1955 double die obverse, which has doubling on the 1955 as well as In God We Trust. So let's take a look. Okay, well, we don't see any signs of doubling. There is some damage due to wear and contact with other coins. I don't see any doubling in the legend In God We Trust or in Liberty. So this is a nice 1955. And for those that are also new to this channel, we're looking for wheat cents, which were minted between 1909 and 1958. And then in 1959, the reverse changed to feature the memorial, Lincoln Memorial. All right, we'll keep going through this roll to look for any other varieties and finds. I'll pull you in if we find anything. If not, we're gonna move on to the next roll. All right, roll 2 gives us another Canadian cent. This one from 1982. And we'll put it up here with the other one. Hey collectors, we're into roll 4, and yes, we find another Canadian cent. This one is a 1980, so we're finding a bunch of the 80 Canadian cents in this hunt. Still looking for more wheat cents to go with the one that we found. Still early. All right, collectors, we just opened up roll 5, and yes, we have another Canadian cent. This one is from 1987. However, a few pennies down, I did find another wheat cent. This one is a 1950 from Philadelphia. So we got 2 wheat cents on the board already from the 50s. We'll space them out. We'll add this 4th Canadian cent to the pile. And we're going to keep looking in here. Well, our Canadian cent streak continues in roll 6. This one is a Queen Elizabeth Younghead, 1961. We'll see if we need that one for the album. Hey, collectors, we just fanned out roll 7, and we have another wheat cent from the 50s, 1954 from Philadelphia, making it our 3rd wheat cent of the hunt. Hey, collectors, we're into roll 9, and we have 2 wheat cents. Our first from the 40s, and this one is exactly a 1940 from Philadelphia. And this one is a 1951. All right, so we now have 5 wheat cents in the hunt, and we got many rolls to go. Collectors, this is roll 17. This is the wheat ender that we saw earlier. We're going to crack this open and see how many other wheat pennies are inside and if there are any others inside besides this one. That wheat ender was a 1944 from Philadelphia. It's a bit corroded, but it's still a wheat penny. And we now have 6 wheat pennies for the hunt. Roll 20 gives us our 7th wheat penny of the hunt. Pretty nice looking 1948 from Philadelphia. Collectors, we got another find that comes out of roll 21, 1944 Philadelphia Wheatie. We also pulled a 1970S. So with the 1970S, we're looking for the small date variety. This happens to be the large date variety. You can tell based on the 9 and the 19 how the bottom curl, as it loops around, goes straight down to the bottom of this 7 rather than coming across. I'll put a picture inlet to show you the difference. In the meantime, we're going to keep searching. We have another wheat penny that comes out of roll 22, 1957, Philadelphia. We just found our 6th Canadian cent on the hunt. That comes out of roll 23, and this is I believe this is a Queen Elizabeth Jubilee celebration, 1952 to 2002. So I believe that's the 50th jubilation. 2 more finds come out of roll 24, another Canadian from 1980, and another wheat penny, 1950. It's got a nice patina. 10 wheat pennies and 7 Canadian cents. Roll 30 gives us another wheat penny, 1953 from Philadelphia. Roll 33 gives us another wheat penny from the 50s, a 1953 from Denver. And that gives us 12 wheat pennies so far in this hunt. We have another Younghead Canadian cent. This one comes out of roll 34, and this is from 1964. And we have 8 Canadian cents stockpiling. Roll 36 gives us a trio of wheat pennies, a 54 from Denver, a 1955, our second one of the hunt, and a 57D. Roll 37 gives us 3 wheat pennies, all from 1944, and a proof-like 1968. Really nice shape. A surprise find in roll 38. A steel penny, 1943. It's in pretty nice shape. I am shocked to find this in a roll. What a find indeed. We're going to look to see if this is or has a double die on the obverse. Hang on. Okay, well, that R looks like it might have something going on with it. I don't want to say it's doubling. It could be just damage. And the letters in trust do look thicker. So let me take a look to see if I can find a reference of what the double die obverse on the 1943 steel cent looks like. Well, according to the Cherry Picker's Guide, the lettering would be very thick on Liberty, which I don't think this is, and on the date, which this does not appear to be. And the only thickness I see is in Trust. I don't see it much in the rest of In God. Maybe a little bit on that G. Tell you, it's very interesting. I'm gonna pull this aside, get some other folks' opinions on it when I go to the next coin show. But either way, pretty cool find from 1943. Roll 39 gives us our earliest sweet penny, also from 39. 1939, Philadelphia. This is shaping up to be some great hunt. So we got another Canadian cent. This comes out of roll 42, and it is from 1998. All right, we have another wheat penny, and this comes out of roll 43. And this makes the 21st wheat penny we found, and this one is a 1946 from Philadelphia. We have another find. This one comes out of roll 44, and it is a 44, 1944. We have two more finds coming out of roll 45, a 1953 from Denver and a 1955 from Denver. We have another Canadian cent. This comes out of roll 46. It's 2000. Our 25th and final wheat penny comes out of roll 50, and it's a 1952 S from San Francisco. Okay, we're going to do a wrap up, and then we're going to see if we fill any spaces in any of the albums, either Canadian cents or the wheat pennies. Stay tuned. Okay, so here are the highlights of the Canadian cents. We found 10 of them with two small heads, a 61 and a 64. They're right here. A Golden Jubilation, I believe. And a variety from the 80s, including a 1998 in great shape and a 2000. All right, let's grab the Canadian album. We'll see if we have any album fillers before we look at the wrap-up for the wheat pennies. All right, and here's the wrap-up for the Lincoln cents. I would say that the top finds of the hunt are this 1939. Certainly finding a steel cent is one for the books for sure. That's amazing. And then a 1952 from San Francisco. On top of that, we found 9 additional Wheaties from the 40s. And then we found another 14 from the 50s. All right, well, I'm going to check the albums. I don't think I need any of these to fill any spaces. So if I do, I'll bring you back in as after the post credits. And if not, I just want to wish everyone happy collecting. Thanks for watching.